Hi there. So, we're going to be exploring co creative leadership as a style that is so important in order to empower you and your team to drive exponential change. So, firstly, I think it's really important to explore the various leadership styles that one can adopt. And I think the best way to represent that is through a continuum. So, if we start on the left hand corner, this is where the leadership style is more autocratic. It's more of a command and control style, whereby the leader is the one that is making the decisions and actually just presenting those to the team. There's not much room, or there is no room for dialogue or discussion or negotiation. It is purely command and execution. Now, the more we move to the right hand corner, we reach the style of facilitation. This is where the leader steps in and creates the space for dialogue. The leader is still making the decision on what is the outcome we want to achieve, but is creating that space where the team can actually brainstorm and provide suggestions on how do we get to that outcome. But ultimately, the leader is going to make the final decision on how do we actually, what strategy are we going to use, what process are we going to use in order to achieve that desired outcome that we want. And then finally, if we move totally to the right-hand corner, this is the self-organizing style. Now, this is very much where the leader takes a step back and allows everybody within the team to decide on the outcomes that they want to achieve as a collective, and also how are we going to achieve it. And it's very much about, it's driven by the energy of the group. So example, imagine we have a group of people and half of those people decide, you know what, I think it's a great idea, we're going to climb that mountain. If everybody else follows them, then that is the new initiative, and they are going to start self-organizing themselves in order to achieve that goal in the most effective way. However, if half of the people decide we're going to go up that mountain and the others don't agree, well, then that initiative kind of breaks down and diffuses. And so that initiative never doesn't take place, right? So it really is about the energy that the collective generates, and it creates initiatives and outcomes. Now, I don't know if it's clear yet, but every single leadership style is useful for the right situation. So it might be surprising, you're like, when would command and control be the right way to deal with things? Well, what about if there's an emergency where we really need to act very, very fast? So there's a burning building. You don't want to be moving into a self-organizing style. You actually want the person with the knowledge of how to get out there in the most safe way to actually command and control the situation and lead everybody out of the building. Now, the military and the, let's say, the police actually have a structure of command and control because they are often in the situations of emergency. So in a normal organization or ordinary organization, the command and control style is one that we want to be in only when there are emergencies. But more often than not, we want to be in the facilitating, self-organizing styles. And in the self-organizing styles, although it sounds amazing, it's a place of beautiful creativity. This is a place where we don't want to always be, right? We need to achieve certain outcomes, and everybody needs to sometimes be following one direction in order to achieve those. However, if we have reached our outcomes, that the business outcomes that we've decided on, and our strategy is working, and there's now space for creativity for us to just explore, then we can move into that self-organizing style in order to unlock full new ideas and full creativity of the collective. Now, what happens is co-creative leadership is actually the acknowledgement that every single style is useful, right? And I can move as a leader, we will be moving in those different leadership styles according to what the circumstances needs. But I'm going to be holding two aims. One is the task excellence, but also the people excellence. So any style that I'm choosing is because it would allow us to perform our task at its highest level while also empowering the people involved to unlock their true potential. And co-creative leadership is about creating those breakthrough solutions with others, which are win-win-wins. What is win-win-wins? It means that me as a leader, I'm winning, you're winning, and also the big goal is winning, which can be your team goal, it can be your organizational goal, it can be your community goal, or a big, cosmic goal that we're trying to achieve. And co-creative leadership is about very much focus about unlocking the human potential. And this means that the leader is stepping into a role that is of a coach, a listener, a facilitator, because they need to be there to listen to what are the individuals telling me, what do they need, so I can facilitate them in really unlocking their potential while we achieve that mutual collective goal. And the leader is creating that space for people to be able to develop themselves so they can actually deliver the most impactful results that they can. So how does co-creative leadership facilitate change? Well, one, it fosters innovation, right? Because you're encouraging open communication and idea sharing. You're creating a culture where everybody's welcome to share their new ideas. And you're valuing everyone's inputs, which actually enables an easier adaptation to change and creative problem solving, because you're using that collective intelligence of everybody. Now, this means that you're empowering people, right? You're allowing them to take decisions about and take on responsibility. They feel empowered and to take ownership of these change initiatives that are needed in order to drive the bigger change. And they really are excited about striving for success. And this really creates a result of increased employee engagement, because they feel recognized, they feel valued, they feel like they have a voice, they're contributing to the mutual goal of this change. And finally, they're actually willing to embrace and drive the change. So they're participating in the change rather than just being observers. And finally, it's the biggest, let's say, effect of co-creative leadership in terms of change is that it helps for rapid change, right? Because you're using the collective intelligence to always model and be agile and adapt to whatever the market is currently telling us. And so that way you're able to navigate these changes in the market much quickly. And also you're more equipped to do that because it's not one person making those decisions, but multitude of people that are bringing their intelligence together to come up with the best solutions in order to adapt and be agile. Now, it's key to take the first steps in order to create the infrastructure to foster co-creative leadership approaches. When one of them is actually creating a culture of trust, right? This is where everybody in the team needs to feel like there is transparency, there's consistency, there's reliability, where they can actually openly communicate to everybody and not feel judged. They can share their thoughts, their emotions, their concerns about maybe certain elements, but they're not worried that they're going to be judged or there'll be negative consequences. It is so important that every single person is extremely clear on the roles and responsibilities that they have and of the other, because this allows for them to step into their role and their responsibility, take ownership, and drive the task that they need to drive in order to collectively achieve the outcome. And finally, it's very important to set smart feedback loops whereby you're assessing constantly and very effectively how this co-creative approach is serving the team, so that you're able to iterate as you go, adjust, so that you can drive the desired outcome that you're all working towards. Now, co-creative leadership is a mastery of every single change maker that they need to adopt. It is a journey, and I really enjoy working with leaders in order to help them to upskill to the level where they can truly adapt to what the situation is asking for them, and really at the same time making sure that they're unlocking the full potential of their team. So if you want to learn more, reach out to me, and we can explore co-creative leadership together.